So, hello you guys, and welcome back to Positivity with me, Danielle. So, I did this episode, I'm being completely honest, because that's what I do. I did this episode maybe like 4 times, because I literally was supposed to post this video at least a week ago, if not 2 weeks. But I did this video over maybe 4 times because my whole point of the channel is to be positive. So I try not to be negative as much as I can. But for one thing, anybody who lives in Philly, people that don't live in Philly but pay attention to Philly, it's a lot going on right now in this city. So it's a lot of stuff that needs to be addressed. But, you know, everybody's not the one to take in everything the same. Some people just get emotionally. Some people want to talk about it. Some people want to, you know, try to do something about it, because there's only so much you can actually do, which is really sad. But it's just a lot going on, and I feel like I just keep getting distracted by things. I'm wanting to do so much with this channel that I wish I really could do more, but it's just not possible. So I try to put information out there, but I also know that a lot of the information I be trying to get out there is already out there one way or another. But I just try to put it in a certain spot where I can actually tell people, hey, go here, compared to telling somebody, go on YouTube and try to search this and find that and try to look up information. I try to put it all in one place where I can give it to you directly, even though I get it from someone else or somewhere else, or I happen to pop up and find it. But it's just been a hard couple weeks. I just got a lot going on in my life right now. So, I mean, that's normal. As moms, we got a lot going on all the time with our kids. And just like I said, the city is just a lot going on. So, I was supposed to do this episode 2 weeks ago, I believe. But like I said, I keep redoing it because I keep finding myself in a negative space. Probably because there's so much stuff going on, period. And then, you know, I had negative situations. I'm not saying I'm all positive. I'm far from it. I had negative situations. I'm sure it's time I done did negative things. But I'm trying to be as positive as I can for this show. And not even as that. For my health, for my kids. I'm just trying to turn over sort of a new leaf and not let people pull me into negativity. So what happens most of the times when I do polls or I ask questions or I do a live is you get a lot of negative responses, which is what is sort of social media right now. So it's kind of hard to take something that comes out negative and make it positive. But I'm going to try this again the best that I can and try to get this episode out there. I even thought about doing another episode and just skipping this episode. But because everybody gave me so much opinion, I really don't want to just skip past it. All right, so here we go. We're going to try this again. So first, let's talk about some of the questions that I asked on my Instagram. Hold on, I'm sorry. I should have had this ready, and I don't. And I have to find it. Okay. All right. So one of the questions, hold on, why is this so late? I'm sorry, you guys. I'm not prepared. I am, but I wasn't going to ask the direct question, but now I want to, because I don't want it to be confusing. Okay, I'm sorry, you guys. So here we go. So one of the questions I asked is, for someone to be a true friend, do you have to know that person for longer than 2 years? So here's some of the responses I got, and then I'll speak on how I actually feel about the situation. So some of the responses I got is, honestly, years don't matter. It's understanding and the friendship and the vibe that you get from that person. So what I take from that is someone can actually meet somebody today or tomorrow. You could just get this vibe. I've been in a situation with someone like that where you just get this vibe with this person. Like, yo, this person can really understand me. They can relate to me. Like, we really got this vibe. We got this I don't want to say this bond, but, you know, because you're just meeting that person. But it sort of feels like that. Like, you just have this bond with this person right away. And you're like, yo, like, this person could probably be a real good friend. So I understand that. I can relate to that. Someone else said, years don't matter. I know people I knew for years, and they did me the worst. So I could sort of relate to that too. You know, sometimes the people that you know the longest, they know the most about you, and you know, they could take things that they know and use it against you. Whether it's not, and I don't even mean doing negative things, I just mean things that hurt you. They know what really gets to you, what really hurts you, and they could take that and run with it. Or they know who they could tell stuff, or who they could be around or talk to, that they know is not going to circle back around, and then they could just run with it, and there could be a whole little situation there. And this person's situation, they were pretty much saying like, I'm not gonna read the whole thing, but they were saying like, you know, someone that knows who's close to them and can sort of get to that person to get back to them because they don't talk to them anymore. So I understand that. Another response I got, now listen, I got a lot of responses. I'm not trying to read the really, really negative ones. So I'm trying to sort of like go through them and see which ones aren't too bad. I got a lot of no's. People saying you don't have to know somebody for longer than 2 years for them to be a true friend. I got a whole bunch of no's. I got somebody who said, somebody did say yes. They said they think that a person should know you for at least 2 years. You should know that person for at least 2 years so you can fully know that person, because it takes time to know someone. But I'm not gonna lie, I don't agree with that. The reason why I don't agree, and I used to be one of them people, like, you knew somebody for a long time, that makes them a real friend no matter what they do. It's like you knew this person for so long, so you deal with this person, and you know you got this love for this person, like your little sister or your little brother or your big brother or your big sister or whatever, and you sort of phase that, whereas it's like that's all you really see, and you don't really see that this person has changed, or this person is not the same that they used to be, or this person isn't good for you, or whatever. So I can understand that situation, but I just don't feel like you should have to know somebody for 2 years, because you can know somebody for their whole life, and then one day they could just be a different person. I'm just saying, it doesn't matter. Like, it doesn't, I feel like it takes a lifetime to really know someone. So knowing them for 2 years is not gonna mean you know every ins and out about this person. And then some people are really smart. They let you know what they feel you need to know, or maybe what they think that you would like to know about them. You know, maybe it's certain things they know that you won't like, so they hide that from you. So I definitely don't agree with needing to know somebody over 2 years, but I can't go by, you know, how people feel. We got a few yeses. That was a yes. We got like, I think we got like 2 more yeses. We didn't get a lot of yeses though. We got a lot of no's. So I feel pretty much the same as you guys do with that situation. Then one of the questions I asked was, to be a true friend, do you have to agree with everything that your friend is doing or saying, or something they agree with, or can you agree to disagree, or how does that situation work? Somebody said no. If you're a real friend, you support them, but you can have your own opinion, and they can help you. Like, they can tell you like, hey, you know, I understand where you're coming from, or whatever. I see your point of it, but I think it would be better to do it this way because maybe it's safer, or maybe it's just the smarter thing to do, or whatever. So I can understand that answer. Someone else said no, because a true friend will tell you when you're wrong. I agree with that 100%. I think that you should be able to tell your friend, you know, not on a nagging point, like, girl, you wrong, that ain't this, that, and the third. But I think you should be able to openly talk and have a conversation with your friend, like, hey, you know, I hear you or whatever, but I think it's better like this, that, and the third. And y'all should be able to talk about, sorry about that, I got a phone call. But y'all should be able to talk about it and have like a grown-up conversation about it, and agree to disagree at the end of the day. If y'all can't come to an understanding, y'all should be able to agree to disagree and still be friends. If your friendship is that real, you know, y'all should be able to do that and still be okay. All right, somebody else said, if your friend just tells you you're always right, they're lying, and they're not your real friend. So that's pretty much the same thing. So a lot of people say, you know, a friend doesn't have to always agree with you. Point blank period. I really didn't get somebody that said yes. And I think that's a really good thing, because you got to understand that in a friendship, everybody's not always going to be on the same page. They're not always going to agree with each other. All right, let's go to the next question. The next question is, to be a true friend, does your friend have to be able to support you financially? So A lot of people said no. Somebody said absolutely not. People have to depend on themselves. If they want to, if someone wants to help them, sure, but you can't rely on somebody else when you don't know their life situation. I agree with that 100%. People got their own things going on. I'm not going to go to a friend and say, oh, you my best friend, you're supposed to help me with this. That makes no sense to me, because at the end of the day, me being a true best friend, that means I know what you got going on. So at the end of the day, I'm not going to ask you to go out your way, even if you got a good job, even if you just came into some money. I know you still have things you need to do, especially if your friend has a child and a family. Like, that's just common sense to me, but you know, everybody's differently. Someone else said maybe if they're able to. So I guess that's if somebody has a lot of money and maybe they don't have no kids and a whole lot of responsibilities, and you're in like a tough situation, then they should be able to help you. I that's what I took from that. All right. Somebody else said no, because why does a friend have to take care of you financially? You should take care of yourself. That's true. All right, so a lot of people mostly said no. You got like one person or maybe two people that said maybe. But I think people took that question into different type of ways. So what I really meant by that is like, pretty much if you get into a tough bond or whatever, should this person just up and be able to be like, hey, you know, take this money that I got that I need because you're my friend, I gotta take care of you financially. Because to me, it's like this. If I get in a tough situation and my friend got thousands of dollars, then I'll go to them like, hey, can you help me with this, that, and third? Then cool. But I'm not going to expect somebody to just help me with something. If they got their own situations, I'm not even going to ask. It's just the type of person I am. I'm not going to sit there and ask you for something when I know you need stuff just as much as I do. Like, to me, that's not being a good friend. So everybody is different. You know, you can only get so many responses to situations because everybody's life is different. Everybody's friendship is different. But a lot of people were like, you don't know, like, why would you? I had somebody even laugh, like, what? Like, why would your friend take care of you financially? You're a grown up. So, I mean, it makes sense that people will say, you know, you take care of yourself. But there are people out here that think as a friend, you're supposed to financially take care of them. So, you know, whatever. I'll leave that where it's at. Let me see if I can find, because I know I only asked a couple questions. Okay. Oh, I said, as a friend, if you and your friend have a disagreement or even an argument and a fight, what should happen afterwards? So a lot of responses I got were pretty much, y'all should be able to take some time and talk it out. That's most of the response I got. Take some time, talk it out. I got somebody to say y'all agree to disagree, which is what we were saying earlier. I got somebody who said duke it out. I don't think you should be fighting your friend unless it really gets to that point, because I feel like when you fight somebody, it's sort of like you were that upset and that angry that you put aside your whole friendship, the love that you supposedly have. I feel like when you have a best friend, there's a love you have for that person. Whether it's like a brother, sister, a little brother, big brother, little sister, whatever. It's like a love you have for that person and their family. Like, you care for them. So I don't feel like you have to like take care of them or none of that crap. But I feel like if you can help somebody, you'll help them in whatever way you can. You know, also a lot of friendships there's that understanding of I'm gonna help you, you help me, we help each other. It's not just one-sided. But I feel like when you get in an argument with a friend, fighting is like that top, like, yeah, I'm over it. Like, I'm throwing everything in the trash, and that's that. I feel like the smartest thing to do is walk away. Take your time. You can even let that person go their separate way, you go their separate way, but then it doesn't really affect the time that y'all had in the past. I also believe that friends are not always going to agree, especially as females. We do it all the time. Well, males do too. But we nicker with each other. We fight with each other. But it's just what you do afterwards that determines what was the strength of your friendship in the first place. If you get into an argument or whatever and you don't even take the time to talk it out or to try to see this person face to face and understand and go, even if, like I said, y'all see each other and y'all can't come to an agreement, you just be like, all right, you go your way, I go my way, but there's no bad blood. That's still a friendship. That's still a love that you have for that person. But if you sit there and you talk about this person behind their back, or you're going around telling their business or fake business or whatever else, that's not of friendship. You were never really that person's friend from the beginning. That person wasn't really your friend from the beginning, because that's just bad blood. So I mean, like I said, everybody looks at things differently, but that's how I look at it. Okay, so that was my questions, pretty much, that I had. My whole point of doing this episode was because in a newer generation, being I have kids, I hear some of the craziest things. So I hear, you know, friends saying, oh, well, you know, she was buying me lunch for like a week and then she stopped buying me lunch, so I guess we're not friends no more. Like, I don't think that determines a friendship. Your friend, if they were going out their way to buy you lunch, maybe they felt like you didn't have lunch and they cared for you. But maybe they don't have it to keep supporting you lunch. Maybe they had extra money that week and they don't have it this week. You know what I mean? Like, I don't think that they should financially have to take care of you. That's ridiculous to me. Again, friendship is, you know, you go both ways. They should be able to help you. You should be able to help them. There should be an understanding in that. So I think I did pretty good with the questions. Last time they were really negative. I got into like a lot of the details that I guess I shouldn't really have touched base on. And then I sort of read some of like the crazy responses that I got. This time I didn't even put them in the section of where the questions and responses were. I sort of skipped past them because it can take you to a negative part. Some people's responses even got me upset, especially with all the things going on in Philly right now, with babies getting caught and shot in crossfires and dying, and women being abducted here and there, and kids being taken, sex trafficking. We just got so much stuff. So for people to think this crazy stuff that they're thinking and sending me, is just like, it just upsetted me, and it put me in like a bad space for a little bit. And being I was recording and reading the responses at the same time, because I didn't read them ahead of time, it was catching me off guard, and I was giving that negativity to you guys, which is something I really don't want to do. So I think this one turned out a lot better. Thank God I took some time to myself and I relaxed, and you know, and then I coped, and I'm here doing this episode again. Like I said, I didn't want to skip it because I did have a lot of good responses, people that were really into it, and I appreciate you guys so much. So I love and appreciate you guys. I hope you can be there for each other with all this crazy stuff going on in Philly right now. I hope the nonsense stops, and hopefully we can get back to, you know, helping each other and being there for each other and trying to be a better city. Because if not, you know, everybody's going to move out the city that doesn't agree with the things going on, and the people that stay here, the city's just going to get worse and worse. So please try to protect your family as much as you can with these kids going around getting taken. It's crazy. Try to have your kids walk in groups. Try to have your kids you know, pay more attention to the surroundings, take out their headphones, not walking around with their phones, heads down. Pay attention, because things are just crazy right now with the shooting. I mean, there's only so much you can do. Somebody starts shooting, try to duck down, try to get out the way. But I'm sure, you know, the people that got shot probably were trying to get out the way. So it's just sickening. It's only so much you can do. You know what I'm saying? Like, people got to understand that when you shooting at somebody, them straight bullets is going somewhere regardless of if you're hitting the person that you're meant to hit or not. Them straight bullets are, so when you just randomly shooting, they're going somewhere. They're going to hit something one way or another. So all I can say is just pray for our city and just hope things get better. And that's it. I'll try to continue this episode, well, not this episode, but my channel as much as I can. Please send me your ideas for the next episode, and I hope you guys enjoyed this episode. Like I said, I put a lot of mind to try to keep this, excuse me, as positive as I can, because I feel like there's so much negativity in the world, and I really want to give some positivity back. Even like, you know, I was talking to someone about doing like support groups and stuff like that. So if you guys are knowing any support groups and you know, things that we can do out here to make things better, or to fix problems, or support people that's going through stuff, let me know, please. I would love to share it with my channel. I would love to help any way that I can. So please contact me, and I love you guys. Thank you so much for your support. See you next time. So today's question of the day is, are your friends really friends to you, or are you just friends to them? For today's word of advice, it's pay attention to your friends. Because you have friends, you have family, and you have friends that become family. Pay attention, because an unhealthy relationship is not only bad for you in a way of being unstable, but it's bad for your health. It's stressful. So, be smart, you guys.